Steph. Welcome back to another episode. So, today I'm going to be talking about free ways to reduce your stress. Your mental health is actually very important, and you want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself on the outside and the inside as well. So, that does not have to cost you a dime, but it's going to help you not only reach your health goals, your physical goals, but it's also going to help you feel better along the journey. And that's really important. So, taking more inventory of how we're feeling, checking in with ourselves, and feeling great while we're taking care of our physical health. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. And I know that that can be very stressful with work, politics, family, trying to have a social life, trying to eat well, understanding macros, and it can get really overwhelming. So, today I'm going to give you some practical tips that you can start today that are simple and free to help with your mental health. So, if you are listening and you're watching the replay, type in replay into the comments and let me know that you're watching. So, few announcements first. Number one, we are starting a free self love challenge February 16th. So, that's on Sunday. It'll be 7 days. So, it's inside of the Facebook group. There will be a video and a task for you to do each day that will help you increase your self love, which will help you feel full of yourself. And it is free to everyone. So, if you're in my Facebook group, you will have access to that. So make sure you're looking for that starting Sunday, February 16th, Self Love Challenge inside of the Facebook group. If you know anyone that might benefit from that, if they're having a hard time with self esteem, with loving themselves along their weight loss journey, you'll want to invite them to the Facebook group. Announcement number two, if you want to join the Fit Figure Formula for February enrollment, you will want to do that ASAP. If you're watching me inside my Facebook group, there's a link that is pinned, and you can apply to work with me. Get on this one time, like no pressure call to see if the Fit Figure Formula is right for you. I opened up some weekend slots because my schedule is like jam packed now with lots of different things. So I want to make sure that if you want to work with me inside the formula, if you want a registered dietitian in your back pocket that you can text anytime for the next 16 weeks, if you want to focus on your mental health, your emotional health along the journey to make sure that this sticks, that you are getting an identity shift on your weight loss journey, you'll want to apply. So that link is in the comments and it's pinned, and you can book your call right now to talk with me about joining the formula. A few other things. Let's see. Merch store is out. If y'all haven't checked it out, you should definitely go to the link in my profile and bio, and I can put it in the chat. If you want to check out the merch store, let me know in the comments, and I can make that happen. I can drop the link. But merch store is out. Podcast is obviously back, and you can become a formula fan. So this is something that I just started. And I got a subscriber. I think I talked about it one time and I got a subscriber. Thank you, Jenny. So my client, Jenny, who is killing it, by the way. I don't know what it is about Jenny's and Jennifer's. Like every time I have a client, Jenny or Jennifer, they're killing in the game. Okay. And Jenny's doing great. She'll actually be on the podcast at some point in the near future, but she became a formula fan, and basically it's just a low cost subscription for the podcast and support of the podcast. So I'll drop that link as well if you guys want to become a formula fan. So if you've been listening to the podcast or listening to my lives every week and you've been getting great information, and it may not be a good time for you to join the Fit Figure Formula coaching program, but you want to support my efforts in bringing you guys free information and supporting you, answering your questions, you can become a Fit Figure Formula fan. And again, I can drop the link. So that has been really fun. I think that's it. Let's get into this topic. If you have questions, though, put them in the chat. My question to you is, do you have a way to help you reduce stress? A lot of times I will ask potential clients or my clients, I'm like, hey, do you have a way, like, how are you reducing your stress? And A lot of times they don't have a specific way that they're intentionally reducing stress. And this sometimes can mean that because I'm not intentionally reducing my stress, managing stress, eliminating stress, I'm turning to food because that makes me feel good. So make sure that you have an intention. Here's what I can do when I'm feeling really stressed. This particular activity will help me feel lighter, happier, peace, more freedom. Because I guarantee you, the stress that you're feeling is affecting not only your weight loss journey, but your heart, right? Have you ever heard people talk about, stress is a silent killer? I want you to think about that. Like, we talk about stress very casually, I feel like. And it's like, oh, yeah, I'm stressed, or I always have a lot going on at work, or, my kids are always driving me crazy. And we just live with it as if there's nothing that we can do about it, or as if it is normal, but it shouldn't be something that happens on a chronic level. We shouldn't be chronically stressed. And I know it's hard, y'all. Especially right now, there's so much going on in the world, and you have to be diligent and intentional about protecting your mind, protecting your peace, and protecting your mental health. It's really important because you can literally drive yourself into the ground, doing and doing and doing and burn yourself out. So I'm going to give you some tips today of how you can start doing this right now, and start today making this a priority. It doesn't have to take a long time, but it's really important that we start doing this and be intentional about loving ourselves and taking care of our mental health and not ignoring the signs that we might need a break, we might need rest, we might need counseling, we might need help. God forbid, we need help from someone, a mental health counselor, a coach, or something. So let me get into this topic. Let me find my notes. So I have about 10 ways that we can talk about how are you reducing your stress. Okay. And you can incorporate these into your routine. You don't have to do all of these at the same time, but make sure that you are implementing at least some of them very regularly. Okay. Very regularly, not like once a week. All right. So number one is deep breathing exercises. So I have had stress management coaches come inside of my coaching program and just help us to notice how deep belly breathing is able to calm your nervous system. And I really want to bring somebody on that can explain this on a scientific level, because sometimes we can just be like, oh, yeah, I'm just deep breathing. But literally on a nervous system level, it is regulating your nervous system. Okay. And this is easy. It's free. You can do this at any time. Notice how a lot of times we're breathing very shallow. Our breaths are very shallow. Sometimes we're very tense. I know for me, I hold a lot of stress like right under my sternum area in my stomach. And sometimes when I'm noticing like how tense I am, even right now, when I just like pay attention to my midsection, I'm holding tension in my stomach like all the time. And so intentional deep breathing. And we have had a coach come on and talk about box breathing. And it was like 4 long counts in, hold for 4, and then exhale for 4. And just doing that not only helps you feel better immediately. I want you to try this. If you're listening to this, like a deep breath in slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and then decrease or exhale for 4 counts. Doing this helps regulate your nervous system. I don't know enough about it to talk about it on a scientific level, but I do know it helps you regulate your nervous system. I do know that when you regulate your nervous system, even when your circumstances haven't changed, you can still feel better and you will handle your circumstances a lot better and it won't be so overwhelming. And this is important in your health journey because when you feel overwhelmed, the first thing to go is your health journey, your health habits. I don't have time for this. And then that makes you feel even worse because now you're not taking care of your body. So now you're tired. You don't feel like you have a lot of energy. You're not eating well, right? And it's just like this snowball. So deep breathing exercises, simple, free. Start doing that today. Number two, mindfulness or meditation. So, using guided meditations or sitting quietly and focusing on your breath for a few minutes. So, I used to use an app called, now I can't think of the name of it. Hold on, y'all. What was the name of that app? Oh, that's going to bother me. If you have an app that you use for guided meditation, drop it in the chat. I'm going to have to look this up. Okay. I have to look this up. Hold on. Um, Apps for guided meditation. Because, oh, Headspace. Okay. I got it. That was going to bother me, y'all. I'm sorry. Headspace. So I have used Headspace in the past for simple guided meditations, and you can pick what kind of emotion you're trying to feel. It will allow you to pick, like, okay, if you want to reduce stress or if you want gratitude or whatever, it will walk you through those. And you will be surprised how taking a few minutes for yourself in just silence and just paying attention to your senses, paying attention to the sounds around you, using all of your five senses and calming down and being still will change your day. A lot of times when we get up in the morning, we're like hitting the snooze and then we're getting up late and we're rushing around in the morning. And that's how we start our day, is running around all over the place. Again, nervous system dysregulated, probably didn't get enough sleep last night. And you will be surprised how much your day changes when you start the day slowly. When you start the day with silence first and not getting up, running around like crazy, will definitely change your day. This is one of the things that I used to do when I was going through my hard time and I was like in this deep hole. I call it a deep hole. I don't know if I was like clinically depressed or not, but I definitely felt like I was in a deep hole. I felt like I was a zombie. I was just going to work, doing what I had to do for my daughter. And I started using things like Headspace app. There's a Calm app. There's different apps that you can use for guided meditation, because sometimes for people it's a little bit difficult to just meditate in silence. But guided meditation, you can even use YouTube, y'all. Go on YouTube, look up guided meditation. If you have a favorite YouTube meditation, drop it in the chat. Drop any resources that you like and use in the chat. We would love to see those, because a lot of them are free. And if you find one that you like that's paid, it's definitely worth it to make sure you're taking care of your mental health. So, number three is exercise or movement. So, taking a walk, and I think Miss Kathy, I saw your comment earlier about taking a walk. That is one of the simplest ways that you can help regulate your nervous system, that you can just feel better mentally, doing some stretching or some light body weight exercises. You feel better when you move your body. You actually have more energy when you move your body. And I think this is a really important concept because I was talking to a client yesterday and she was saying that she was so tired and that she wasn't getting on her treadmill because she was tired. And I'm like, well, how do you feel when you get off the treadmill? When you do get on the treadmill and you walk or you go to the gym and you work out, how do you feel? You feel better. You feel like you have more energy. But our brain will tell us, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to get on my treadmill because I'm tired. But we need to be thinking of it as, I'm going to get on the treadmill because I'm tired, because when I get off, I'm going to get energy. That walk is going to give me more energy. That gym time is going to give me more energy. So go and do that to get energy. That's exactly why you should be going, is because you're tired. Especially if you're doing this out in nature. whether it's a park or around your neighborhood, getting the sun on your skin. As black women, black people, we tend to be low in vitamin D. We're not getting out in the sun as much. And a lot of us work from home, and I have an outside job for sure. And making sure that we're getting out in the sun, noticing the flowers, noticing the bees in the tree, or listening to the birds chirping, like all of those things. Like while you're walking, you could be practicing a presence meditation. So there's something called a walking meditation where you are walking, but you're walking intentionally. You're feeling the ground underneath your feet. You're listening to the sounds. You're feeling the sun, the wind on your skin, and just being mindful. Y'all, it's so simple, so effective, so easy, and something that you can start doing right now. All right, number 4 is journaling. So, writing down your thoughts, writing down your worries, writing down things that you're grateful for in order to clear your mind. So, if you're a person who has a hard time going to sleep at night, or you overthink and you ruminate on things, I got to do this, I got to do this, write those things down. If you have a lot of negative thoughts about yourself, whether it's about your health journey or anything else, literally write that down on a piece of paper and read that back. And ask yourself, do I want to think this about myself? What would I like to think about myself instead? If you're worried about something, write it down on a piece of paper. If you have ideas, I know for me, I get a lot of ideas while I'm driving and while I'm in the shower. And that bothers me because I can't necessarily write it down at that second. But writing things down, I have sitting beside me, literally, about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 notebooks here that I've had over the years. I was looking through some of them because I was trying to find something. And these are like from 2021, 2022, 2023. Like literally, I've been writing things down and journaling and practicing gratitude and looking at my thoughts for a really long time. And I can tell you for sure, I am such a better person than I used to be. I'm so much more intentional. I love the person that I'm becoming. When I think about like the things that I've created inside the Fit Figure formula, my podcast, just being able to articulate my feelings better, I really like who I have become and who I am becoming. And I remember thinking, and this Fit Figure formula was just an idea. I remember when it was just an idea and I had no idea what tools, what software that I needed. I had no idea how I was going to bring this to fruition, but I remember writing down day in the life. Literally, this is what I would like to take my kid to school, be able to go to the gym afterwards, come home, get lunch, like, work from home. I remember all of those things and I can look back and be like, wow, like I literally created this out of my ideas, out of my brain, out of my thoughts. Your thoughts are so, 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 so powerful. So, especially if you have a lot of negative thoughts, especially if you are always complaining or wanting something that you don't have, really getting that out, start examining them, and you can start asking yourself powerful questions in order to get the result that you want. That's something that I also teach my clients is like how to ask yourself powerful questions. You can ask yourself dead end questions like, why isn't this working? Or you can ask yourself questions that's actually going to help you get further along in your goal. Number 5, getting outside. So I kind of talked about this a little bit earlier about spending time in nature. It's an immediate mood booster. It's an immediate anxiety reducer. So if you suffer with depression, if you have a lot of anxiety, get outside. And sometimes I think changing your environment, especially like if you work from home like me and you're able to maybe work from your computer outside on your patio, or even I'm considering getting a headset and being able to work like at Starbucks, for example, so that my clients still have a private call in terms of like the audio, and they're not necessarily hearing a whole bunch of like clanking around at Starbucks. But sometimes just for my own mental health, like I need to get out of the house sometimes, right? Like I gotta I got to be in a different environment. Sometimes changing your environment can really help you. So I know for me, sometimes when I have just like admin work to do, going to the library makes me way more focused than being at home. And sometimes I don't want to get out of my house and go to the library, but I'll go to the library, and I'm always glad that I went because I'm way more productive just changing my environment. All right, number 6 is laughing. So watching a funny movie or talking to a friend who makes you laugh, going to a comedy show, that's not free necessarily, but you can watch them. Got Netflix or comedy specials, I'm sure, that are free, either online or I was going to say DVDs. I guess we're not watching DVDs. I'm showing my age. But so making sure that you're laughing, because stress reduction isn't always relaxing. Sometimes it's like amping it up, like getting yourself hype or turning up a little bit, right? So laughing, what's going to make you laugh, right? I know that like there was this thing on TikTok that I saw where people would make a face, like a silly face, and then another person would make the sound to the face, and it was just like funny. It's like silly and funny, and we tried it here at my house, and it was just like a funny thing to do. So, are you laughing? Are you doing that intentionally? Because I know for me, like I'm actually really funny. Okay, the people that know me for real, I'm actually very funny, but you probably wouldn't know that because I think most people think I'm super duper serious, and I am. My natural personality is like take care of business, like I'm gonna do that. But I think laughing, I have to remind myself it's okay to relax, to have fun, to make a joke, to laugh. Like, so I have to be reminded. And then when I do get into that space, I feel like I'm pretty funny, I think. So number 6 is laughing. Number 7, progressive muscle relaxation. So this one you can do and try right now. So what you want to do is you want to tense up your muscles from your head to your toe and just focus on each like muscle group starting from your head and just practice like tensing it up and making it tense, right? And then you release your muscles and you feel the difference between when your muscles are tense and when your muscles are relaxed. And that is something that's free. You can do that anywhere. Again, this helps regulate your nervous system, but it also helps you to see like, where am I holding on to tension in my body? A lot of us hold tension here in our shoulder area. And it helps you just to relax a little bit more. It also, this is kind of like a body check-in of like checking in with your body and seeing like, how do I feel? I really want y'all to try this one though. Like seriously, definitely try it from your head to your toe. Just sequentially, you're going to tighten up each area of your body and then practice letting it go and releasing. Again, I would love to get an expert in here so that can explain the physiological aspect of this, because it actually does make sense scientifically, which helps my brain really buy into something. Let me know if you're the same. I need to know like the actual like mechanism, right? Miss Kathy said Apple Watch also has breathing exercises. Okay. Yeah, you know what? I think my Fitbit does too. Um, but you have to like remember to do that. And I think I've done it a couple of times. But yeah, you can definitely use your Apple Watch, use your Fitbit as well. All right. So number 8, create a routine. So for those of you who feel like my life is all over the place or my day is all over the place, creating a routine and creating a consistent schedule can bring you a sense of calm and predictability. If you feel like your days are always uncertain, you're always running around like a crazy person, and you want to establish some routines and some rituals, so you can do this in a small way. So one of the best ways that I'm sure you've probably heard of is like establishing a morning routine or establishing a night routine. And this does not have to be elaborate, doesn't have to take a long time, but think about, okay, can I, number one, am I setting a bedtime? Make sure that by 10 o'clock, I am in my fuzzy socks underneath my covers. And maybe I'm taking out my journal and I'm just writing down three things that I'm grateful for today, or three ways that I loved myself today. Or maybe I'm sitting and I'm visualizing my day before I go into work every day. I'm visualizing myself handling, things that come up without getting too worked up. I'm visualizing myself being calm and confident and speaking up, right? Visualization is a very important part of bringing what you want and your desires to fruition. Earlier, I was talking about the Fit Figure formula, how this came out of just an idea and a desire to have more control over my life, to do something that I actually loved to do. That was really important to me. I was going to a job that I absolutely hated, and I would sit in the parking lot and I tried to practice gratitude. Now, I did have that much sense. I was like, okay, God, I can pay my bills. I had my own office. I could close my door, but I did not like that job. It was not fulfilling. It was not utilizing any talents or skills that I had. I was not growing as a person, and I was just kind of stuck there. And so I worked on myself. I asked myself, what do I want? How would I want to live my life if I got to pick? If I got to pick, how would I live my life? And that's a question you have to ask yourself every single day. And it didn't mean that it changed immediately. It did not. This took me years, y'all. But just giving yourself permission to ask, how do I want to live my life? If you have a job that you absolutely hate, are you making any plans? Are you writing down any ideas to change your life? Because it sucks to have to just live for the weekends because you hate your job every day. I was talking to a therapist, one of my clients the other day, and she sometimes like has 10 clients in a day and doesn't sometimes get to eat. And I'm like, it's not that you don't have time to eat, it's that you schedule a client during your work hour. And I get it, we all need to get paid, but if it's at the expense of you actually eating, right? Like, how can we fix that? And I think our compromise was she decided to have a client, and I guess she's going to eat during that session, kind of like a lunch type of therapy session. And I'm like, okay, at least you're prioritizing feeding your body. Because if the life that you're living right now excludes you from feeding your body during the daytime, that's a problem. Then we need to be fixing that problem. Don't just settle for that. So think about, what's the life that you want to live? What are some ideas? I can start doing that just a little bit. Believe that that can actually happen. And I'm a living witness. Like, my life is a living testimony of how an idea can come to fruition. So, starting to create a routine that can help you build a sense of calm and predictability. So, night routines, morning routines, it could be a ritual for how you get to the gym. Sometimes it's hard for you to like start your workout. But if you turn on music, put on your clothes and start dancing around first, that's a ritual. That's a routine. That will get your blood pumping, it'll get your mind going, and then you can ease into your workout. So creating a routine can help you feel more calm and a sense of predictability. Number 9, limit news and social media. I did this a long time ago. Super duper stressing, like 2020. I'm sure we all were stressed in 2020. And since then, I have really not been as focused on the news. Like, I think my nervous system got to a point where it was just not as flexible. Like, I just couldn't handle more news, more bad news. I just couldn't do it. And so sometimes that meant that I didn't know what was going on, that things that were important. But I really just had to protect my peace because I didn't have any at the time. So reducing your exposure to stress inducing content, whether it's social media. I feel like right now I'm not seeing as much arguing or bickering online, but also that's because obviously your feed is curated to what you're clicking on and the things that you're engaging with most. And so I have a lot more peace online because I just can't. I will mute you in a second. I will block you real quick because I just can't. So you need to protect your peace, whether that's on social media, if it's at home, if it's when you go to your, extended family, like that's free. Might not always be the most comfortable thing, but reducing your stress and protecting your peace, always worth it. Number 10, connecting with others. So call a friend, call a family member for emotional support, get with friends, go to happy hour more often with your friends. That's definitely something that I need to do more of. Um, Go to happy hour with your friends more often. Get together with your favorite people, have game nights at your house, dance parties. That's something that I used to love to do, is like turn on music really loud and just dance around my house because I love music. Take a dance class is something that I have been wanting to do for a while. Like, I want to take some line dancing classes. I've been seeing a lot of like dances online that I've been really wanting to try. And I'm like, I need to get out and have fun. Pickleball is big right now for whatever reason. I'm like, oh, I really would love to play pickleball. I think I had a racquetball class. No, it was a badminton class in college, and I enjoyed playing. So doing something that again makes you happy, helps you connect with others, so that you're not just isolating yourself, because that's what we tend to do, is isolate ourselves when we're not feeling the greatest or when we're feeling stressed. And so that's important because I definitely need my me time, but connecting with others can also be some free way to help reduce your stress. So I'm just going to do a quick recap. I talked about deep breathing exercises, mindfulness meditation, where you're using something like Headspace or YouTube to walk you through a meditation, exercise or movement, journaling, getting outside, laughing, progressive muscle relaxation. I do want you guys to try that. Creating a routine, limiting news and social media, and connecting with others. All ways that you can start today to help you reduce your stress, to decrease your cortisol levels. You'll get better results in your weight loss journey. You'll feel better mentally and emotionally. And all of that is free. All of it is worth it. Start doing that today. So I want you to put in the chat, what is one thing that you're going to start doing? If you didn't already have a special way to like help you reduce your stress, what is one thing that you can start doing today that can help you start reducing your stress? And of course, if you are looking to get help with your weight loss journey, if you need to lower your A1C, if you need to get off blood pressure medication and you want a registered dietitian in your back pocket, you should join the Fit Figure Formula. The February enrollment is closing on Friday, February 14th. So you want to make sure you go to the link in the comments and apply to work with me. My schedule is packed, y'all. So I did open up some slots for Saturday. So if you book a call on Saturday, make sure you show up. We are starting our self-love challenge this Sunday inside the Facebook group. That's going to be a free challenge, and there'll be a video a day. So look for that inside the Facebook group. Let me know if you have any questions if you're watching this. Thanks, Miss Kathy. This is how I feel about the current political climate. I know I've been shielding myself a lot from it so that I can wake up every day and do what I need to do. You can set a timer with a watch for app. Yes, I love timers for sure. So I hope you're doing well. I'm glad it seems like you're protecting your peace and reducing your stress. So thanks for watching, Miss Kathy. If you watch the replay, thanks for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next one or when you book your call to join the Fit Figure Formula. See y'all later.